another big series episode on Viva Enthusiast. And today my friends and I are going to bring you an absolutely anticipated long time review that I've really wanted to do. See is the head-to-head of what is the best Julieta No.2, also known as the Churchills. Is the H.Upmann Sir Winston, also known as Sir Winnie, and the fameable Cohiba Espléndidos. Now today we will start with the H.Upmann Sir Winnie or Winston. 47 ring gauge Julieta No.2, or as many know it as a Churchill, and these were released pre-1960. And you come in a varnished cap of 25 cigars, but now, if I'm not wrong, they come in a varnished 25 watt of cigars, but were previously housed in a black lacquered cap of 25, which were discontinued in 1994. The Sir Winston's, or this one for today's sample, has a lovely dark Colorado Rosado, almost Maduro wrapper tone, has a nice lovely triple cap, exquisite clean seams and various present veins which are all present. The feel is very oily from a clean beautiful sheen and has a firm sponginess all around the cigar. The cigar smells very fieldy, agricultural, grassy, tobaccos, a sweet milk cocoa chocolate, and then some hay and cedars are also on the wrapper. The foot is just a touch of hay, not much aroma. So we are lit, my friends. Is that subtle soft ground black peppers, a bit of cayenne there, cedars, have a slight dash of vanilla and a slight dash of spice, but the cedars, there's a good strong flavour in this. The draw is firm, very firm draw. It does feel, no, it's got the right amount of firm but sponginess around. Burn is a bit tricky at the moment. Interesting starts, give you one more. Retro wasn't really much ones. Spiciness and earthy, allspice, ground allspice is coming through with spiciness. Ground black peppers, sort of, it's ground peppers, but it's also getting that sort of a peppercorn taste in there. That cedars. Slowly open up that Upmann profile. You know, I was telling you about that Upmann's kind of close to that Cohiba with that sort of grassy, vegetable, agricultural notes. It's not quite there, but it's it's hinting it's going to open up more. So depending on how it goes in the first third, I might come back again later in the first third. Otherwise I'll come back in a second. But we have open account, guys, of the Julieta No.2, and this Winnie is finally getting it. Stepping a little bit to the second, burning just slightly gone back offline. It did correct itself nicely, give a nice ash. You can see the ash very clean, pennies and dimes very clean. Just as I was about to vlog this, it has ramped up in strength. It was that initial first part of the third was the heavy side of mild or solid medium body, depending on how you are. And black peppers, ground black pepper, allspice earth, the cedars and vanilla just slightly edged off now. It slowly went off, and that sort of vanilla H.Upmann blend didn't really come at all. The vanilla, that all went off. It was pretty much just earth, allspice and ground black pepper, but that's not a bad thing, right? So it was just basic in those two, but the base note of it was very nice, and all of a sudden it is just ramped in strength. Like literally the allspice has got so much more stronger, the ground black pepper has got stronger. I mean, I took one puff and I was like, whoa, that's a kick. Wasn't expecting that. So it is now starting its strength phase. It's coming to the second third. Now this is when you know how good it will be, right? If it's gonna stay, even if it stays the same flavors, but if it'll stay consistent with that good bass tone, or it will start transitioning. I personally think this is something. It's got something in it to be very special. Now it might not outcome in this particular one, but those earlier flavors show me it's got it in it to transition very well. Now it's just going through a bit of a strong phase right now. You level up there. Ooh, draw is very firm. I might open it slightly, just slightly. I might open it slightly. It's firm. Output is, viscosity is very thin, but the creamy output can come out from your mouth. It can be output. Now it just came with a different note there. Can't quite. It was a very strange note. Not necessarily bad. It's like a different sort of note. It's got a very strange note there. This is going to sound really wild and wacky. It reminds me of green beans, right? So you know you get green beans in a packet, and when you smell green beans, it has a very distinctive smell. It's that sort of, it's like an earthy, obviously it comes from the soil, but it's got like a mineral-y kind of note, and it's got some sort of twang in it. It's quite hard to explain this. I can't even think of anything else. The first thing that came to my head was, oh, there's that green bean smell. Like when you take the green beans out of the packet, or you get fresh green beans and you smell it before you wash it, before you cut them and stuff. It's like this the allspice is there, the ground pepper is there, but it's got this very twangy. It's not quite vegetal, but there's something there within that earth that's producing that note. I've not really had this ever before. Very different. wouldn't say strange necessarily per se, but it's just something very different. Burn a little bit off there. But let me see if I can find what this is. It's not as strong now, but it's there. It's kind of smooth and it's an interesting smoke, this one. This is a very interesting cigar. It's sort of smoothed its way through now. Ash there, pennies and dimes. Bit of mess, but there's some clean pennies and dimes there. This is not, I can see just from the stage here, I can see why people say this is one of the best Habanos out there, honestly, because the transitions of what it's had so far has just been silly. So yeah, I will come back much later and I'll let you guys know how we get on. Coming to the last stage in this. So far I've had this for about 90 minutes now. Yeah, it's about 90 minutes now, and yeah, it's good. It's second, third stage, rather consistent with that earth and ground black pepper and leather note. It's got a nice sort of dark rich leather note, ground black pepper, and it's come with that generic earth. It's moved off from that allspice. It's got a little bit of spiciness there to it too. It's now solid medium to medium heavy, and I'm actually quite surprised. I really thought this was going to be a lighter, mild-bodied cigar, and considering that the Cohiba is from the classic line, so it's supposed to be a medium to full, this really is a good direct competitor then for the Cohiba, because I really expected this to be sort of really light, sort of light and fluffy. I expected it to be the Connie 2 with some variants of the Connie 1 and half Corona in a longer format. I thought it was going to be that Connie 2, that fluffiness, that smoothness, creaminess, and it hasn't been actually. It's been quite stronger than that, a lot more stronger than that, so I'm actually quite surprised. The flavours are very basic. It's very, very basic, but it's very enjoyable as well. You know, it's very basic, but the flavour and tone, the way the delivery is, it doesn't make it boring. It makes you nicely enjoy it, and it's more than a Yardgar where you have that basic note and flavour, but it's just going along. This has got a bit more to it. I would have liked to maybe see a bit more of those flavours from earlier on into it, but you know, we still got a few inches, still got a half Corona, I say, left. Yeah, we've got a half Corona left, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. But peppers, earth, spicy, cayenne pepper, ground red chili pepper as well now coming through. There's that twang of H.Upmann is there, but it's so faint. It just touches, it's like a prick. It just pokes and that's it. Maybe it needs more time for that to come out, but it's got it in there. just probably needs a bit more time, but enjoyable. It's gonna be a funny one. The scoring for this one, it's gonna be a very funny one. It's gonna be, I want to say it's the most enjoyable cigar I've ever had, you know, compared to some of the others that you've seen in the series so far. But it's going to score highly. It's going to score highly. It's going to lose points for burn wise. I mean, the burn, yeah, the burn's a little bit off. It's better, but it's a little bit off. Gonna light, I think. No, it hasn't gonna light. I had to ash it. The ash was just holding too much too much of the fill line, and I couldn't get it to combust, so I had to ash it. But the ash is held on perfectly. I was probably going to get a 5 to be honest, because the ash is held on perfectly. It draws still firm. I haven't cut off anything. I haven't played with it at all, as you can see. So yeah, I'll come back probably around the band, and I will give you some numbers and wrap up this of this fantastic, famous H.Upmann Sir Winnie. Catch you guys in a little bit. Sorry my friends, we're here at the last stage. Burn again, a little bit wacky. That's pretty much the story of so when you throw out, but it's, you know, the ash, okay, the ash is messy there. Oh, on the other side. Oh, the camera's picking up much better now how it actually looks. Looks a bit messy there though. This cigar, well, that last part, half Corona stage, has literally been a half Corona. It's been that last part of the half Corona. The half Corona becomes very peppery and spicy and earthy. That Upmann blend sort of fades a little bit. Has been exactly like this Sir Winnie, barring it hasn't had any of that Upmann blend of that vegetable creamy taste. It's been very earthy, more generic earth, not of allspice, moved off from allspice. It's been ground black pepper, spicy, and it's had some levers. That is literally second to third way on. That is how it's been. It's been a classic Cuban Habanos cigar. That is like that Habanos profile without the creaminess and the vanilla and the cedars. That is literally how it's been. A good smoke, a really good smoke. I've enjoyed it. Basic in flavours from second, third on. However, the tone and character of the way it delivers it is what has made it more enjoyable. It's different from Steady Eddie's when it's the same flavours but it's a lower bass tone. It's just going along. This is still strong, medium to full. For most people, this would be full blend. Maybe it's a bit young. Like I said, I think it's not wrong. This is a 2019 Fox, maybe 2020, but I'm pretty sure this one's a 2019. My other samples you see in the other cinematics I've thought at the beginning, they're probably a 2020, I'm gonna say. But this is like a medium to full. Some people will take this as a fuller blend, a fuller strength. Medium to full bodied in flavour as well. Yeah, same flavours. Great cigar. So my scores, guys, for the H.Upmann Sir Winnie. Burn 4.5 out of 5. Like I said, it's correcting itself. You see, it is correcting itself slowly. It's just it takes its time, but it does this. Did go a light once on me. So, but it's been pretty solid apart from that. Construction 5 out of 5. The ash has just dropped off itself. It's built up nice ash. Now it's a bit messy, but it's built up nice ash all the way around. The draw is firm. Some people might say it's tight, so they might want to plug it. I've personally just left it. I think it's okay. I think it's good. So I haven't bothered with that. Flavor profile. This was a tricky one, but I have to be fair in the way I score everything else in this. Yes, I might have enjoyed this and I really like this, but I still have to score it in comparison to how I do everything else. I can't be biased, so I've given it a 4.3. Now some people would have probably given this a 4.5 up, but I've given this 4.3 because when I think of the other boys, the big boys that's leading the channel at the moment, they're just giving that little extra, or they're just giving that 1 or 2 flavor notes that's really strong, and it really just takes your palate. It just, you know, blows your mind. This hasn't quite done that. I do believe it can, but we'll get to that. Transition, I've given it 4 out of 5. I think it's fair. I think it needed something. It needed a vanilla and creaminess that it had in the earlier third. That Upmann blend, it just poked a couple times from second third onwards. It needed that to carry it through, and that would really transition it well. Finished 4.3 out of 5. Like I said, you've seen the outputs and the videos and the cutaways, so forth. The draw is generally good. The smoke up, I think, is going to go light right now. Yeah, so I need to put some fire to it, which is why it's got that little bit of burn. But yeah, it's been good. I think 4.3. It's been a nice finish. The flavors that you come off mouth finish hasn't been bittery or anything like that. It's solid construction. Overall, 4.42 out of 5 or 22.1 out of 25. Now I have to admit, it scored much lower than I thought it was. I thought, when I was tallying up, I don't know why, I thought it was going to score just under 23 or like mid-low 23. It scored really low compared to how I thought it was, which is surprising. That was actually quite surprising. I don't take away from it. It's not going to make the top 5, but it is really good. It is really good. It's just, with what I've had this year and things I've had this year, it needs that extra. The half Corona definitely beats this. The best ones I've had of half Coronas beats this, definitely. But you have to think on comparison. A half Corona is what, 3.5 inches by 44 gauge. This is a couple gauges higher, 47 by 7 inches. So this does need a lot more time to develop to get those extra flavors. And I do believe if I leave those others for another year, they're going to be seller. Have them all the time? Nah. This is celebrational. This is an occasion. This is, you know, something. Not even have to be special, but you know, once a quarter. It's a once a quarter cigar. You would have this. You wouldn't be banging this out every week. Definitely not even that it's a Churchill, but it's just the way it is. It needs that time, I believe, to really show you what I can see why people say this is one of the best in the Habanos portfolio. I definitely can. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you liked the H.Upmann review, and watch out for the Cohiba Espléndidos, and we see which is the best, the #1 Cuban Habanos, Julieta No.2.